Podcast was downtown, bro. That's probably why.
Hey everybody, it's your boy SergDragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. With me today is T-Money.
If you smell what the lion is cooking.
As well as Chris Petrie, the Shadow Spider.
Too sweet.
And Mike Henry.
If you're ready for another episode of the Heavens Monsters podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I said if you're ready for another episode of the Heavens Monsters podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's get down to business.
Alright, let me flip this so you'll see our faces when I...
In the comments, people saying, why is this dude in the shadow?
There you go. That's fine. Okay. Let me get this guy's face. Alright, so we're going to cover Monday Night Raw on the 22nd, and hopefully we have enough time to do NXT on the 24th. So let's
I
go.
probably won't have time. I probably won't be able to do it, though.
Yeah. If not, it's just going to be Monday Night Raw. We'll do it on the weekend, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let's go ahead and kick it off with the actual introduction of Drew McIntyre coming in, and they announced what we already knew thanks to this guy informing us, that AJ Styles has been officially drafted to SmackDown to keep hold of that title, the Intercontinental title belt. So as a deal, they drafted both Dolph Ziggler, who made an appearance while Drew McIntyre was talking, to announce but that both himself and his partner, Robert Roode, were drafted from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw. You go ahead. I saw you.
Okay, because this isn't the first time they did this. Like they drafted two wrestlers and they kept one wrestler on Raw. They did that with Triple H when Eric Bischoff won Triple H on Raw. He decided to give Paul Heyman, who was it? Teddy Long, the other boys in Booker T. And that's when Booker T didn't like being on SmackDown. He was having an attitude about that. He wanted to stay on Raw.
Little history lesson there. With Dolph Ziggler coming in, he was actually trying to bring up the history of him and Drew McIntyre, saying it was thanks to him that Drew McIntyre made it back onto WWE, that he got his first storyline, that he got this, that he got that. It wouldn't have happened if not for him. Not only that, but the fact that he says that he owes me, that Drew McIntyre owes Dolph Ziggler one. So what does Drew McIntyre say? He says that you are really starting to sound like the guys we hated when we were together, that we were trying to take out, and those who felt like they were entitled. But he said, do you want a match with me at Extreme Rules? And all he did was nod his head. He's like, yep, we're going to have a match at Extreme Rules. That way, when I claymore your face and pin you, you won't have any excuses. So that's interesting to know that he's still partnered up with Robert Roode. They don't even have a tag team name. They just got Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. So when Robert Roode comes back, and it sounds like he might be coming back soon to jump Drew McIntyre along with Dolph Ziggler. That's a theory of mine right now. There's no evidence that says it's going to happen, but I can see the storyline moving in that form and fashion. So what are your thoughts on that, Mikey?
Oh boy. We're going to see a slight rise between the Sky Psychopath and the Show.
Oh. Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
You mean me?
Yeah.
Like I said, this is a show. Love to see a slugfest between the Show Up and the Sky Psychopath.
And you, Chris?
It would be a great match. The Super Kick versus the Claymore Kick.
Oh, yeah. What about you, T-Money?
I think it'd be good. I just don't see Dolph Ziggler as a main thing. I never did.
Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? Your mask. Let me get this. Checking out his new mask, boys. Rated R Superstar face mask. And you got your
Saw
Seth
that.
Rollins.
uh huh.
I already saw that.
And that's in case someone tries to that's me, they're gonna get speared.
And what's the other one? You got it on your hand?
Hmm?
You got it on hand? The other one?
No, I don't want. I showed y'all was Seth Rollins.
Yeah, you can bring it out in just a bit.
They actually know some pictures.
No, I meant into the podcast.
Okay.
That's what I said. So, all right then. What's the next thing on the agenda?
The Charlotte Flair and let me go look for it.
What, you lost it?
No, I have. Let me get something real quick. Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax have a heated confrontation. Saying that she's saying that Nia Jax is saying that Charlotte Flair can't beat her.
Yep. That it's true. Charlotte Flair has never beaten Nia Jax. And that before Charlotte Flair assaulted her, because she got pissed at this part, Nia Jax pointed out that, face it, when it comes to everybody else, I'm just built in a way that you can't beat. And she gets boom, 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 boom. Whoops, that's my iPod. There you go. And it's a straight up brawl. In which case, Nia Jax is going to remember that later. Because she's got a match with,
Asuka.
yep, later that night, again.
And did you?
But it's funny. Oh, yeah, I just remembered it, yeah. During that confrontation between Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax managed to injure Charlotte Flair's left shoulder and arm. And she was feeling it all the way into the neck, that following match, which we'll cover in just a bit.
Oh,
Go ahead, get your coffee.
okay. It's reported that Charlotte Flair won't be on television till next year
Ah.
because she's been injured, and they're saying that she could probably be back either next year Royal Rumble.
Ooh, good timing.
Yeah, because and plus there's been saying that she's gonna get a television deal, but they don't know what it is. The first thing is because she's gonna take days off. She won't be back till next year.
Oh. All right, then. Your thoughts, Chris?
Well, I like the brawl with Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair, but well, Charlotte Flair have a bad shoulder. That means Asuka will have an advantage
Oh, yeah.
over for the title.
Your thoughts, Mikey?
I don't know what Nia Jax is upset about, but Nia Jax has not forgotten that she lost to Asuka due to the fact that Nia Jax inadvertently shoved the senior referee John Cole, who was in the ring because he was in the ring watching Asuka and Nia Jax going at it. And then Nia Jax would shove John Cole to allow Asuka to pin her. And then what you just saw is Nia Jax sitting here on a chair telling the whole world that she was cheated. I mean, cheated in that women's rematch against Asuka.
Yeah, we haven't even covered that yet, Mikey. We haven't covered that yet.
The real reason that they won't tell you this in real life, but the real reason is that people have been saying a lot of trash about Nia Jax being too dangerous to wrestle in the ring with her opponents.
Ah.
They don't think that she is a good opponent because she's always injuring people she's in the ring with. That's why some people say that she needs to get fired.
That's just some hate.
No, it's one. It's not just.
Yes.
Oh, what?
Yes. So I can look up the next match.
I'm gonna give you it. I'm gonna do it.
That's a thick ass phone.
But they're saying that.
No. Right here. There we go.
They're saying that wrestlers and the legends are saying that Charlotte Flair needs to be fired because the way she wrestles. Saying that she's too dangerous to be in the ring with.
Yep. Next thing we have the Raw Tag Team Championships. Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders. And this match, woo! They were pulling out stunts, even having the Viking Raiders almost be put down with their own finishing move. But they didn't get done. That didn't finish them off. But they kept fighting tooth and nail against one another. But thanks to one slip up with the eye bar, jumping off the top corner and hitting the mat, Ford actually dodged, and actually they managed to counter. And the frog splash from Ford hit R-Bar and got the pin. Successfully defending their championships as well as proving they can beat the Viking Raiders. The Street Profits retained their titles in good fashion. And they showed good sportsmanship at the end of it when they were shaking hands and hugging it out. Fan for life is what they said. Your thoughts, bro?
The match was good. I give both the tag teams credit for having a good match.
You, Chris?
Yeah, I was thinking too, the Street Profits never beat the Viking Raiders in NXT or Raw, but they proved them wrong. The Street Profits beat the Viking Raiders for the first time. After the match, Anchor Barker and the Vice attacked the tag team champion from behind for the match, but they had shaking their hands for good sportsmanship.
You, Mikey?
It was a back and forth match between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders, but the Street Profits dominated the victory. They were showing sportsmanship with the Viking Raiders, and then who the hell invited Slim Beggar and her two lackeys?
Themselves. Next is the women's title match for Monday Night Raw between Asuka, defending her title, and Charlotte Flair, who was previously injured. Hello? Chris, is that you?
No.
Mikey. I hear that. In which case, Charlotte Flair, who was injured, went on to wrestle in that match. After a grueling back and forth. I hear that. I'm going to mute that. After a grueling match back and forth between Asuka and Charlotte Flair, Asuka, who kept going after that arm, and Charlotte Flair, who was determined to not go down without a fight, finally it was official when Asuka put her in that chicken wing chokehold, got her to tap out. She had no choice. The pain was too much in her shoulder. So, finally beating Charlotte Flair, but at an injured state, was Charlotte Flair finally able to say she lost to Asuka. Now, with that said, who is next for the Raw Women's title? Your thoughts, bro?
They're okay. I just don't care for Charlotte Flair. I think she's a terrible wrestler. I don't care how many times she won, but she'll never be as good as Trish Stratus.
But she beat Trish Stratus.
That don't mean shit. Everybody beating Trish Stratus don't mean nothing.
Yep, she beat Trish Stratus though.
Everybody beating Trish Stratus don't mean shit. He's been beat Trish Stratus. Jazz been Trish Stratus.
That's a diehard fan. That's a diehard fan right there.
Holly beat Trish Stratus. Tori beat Trish Stratus. Melina beat Trish Stratus. Gail Kim beat Trish Stratus. That don't mean shit.
Diehard Trish faction fan here. Your thoughts, Chris, on the Asuka defending her title against injured Charlotte Flair?
Well, like I said, Asuka had an advantage for Charlotte Flair injured, but not Jack. Flair the first time until last year WrestleMania. And now she's still champion. Someone gonna be elected on for Raw.
And your thoughts, Mikey?
Well, I'm glad that Asuka retained the Raw Women's Champion by making Charlotte Flair tap out. And now the question is,
Hello?
Continue.
As I was saying, congrats to Asuka for picking up victory over Charlotte Flair by making her tap. But now the question is, who is next in line for Asuka's Raw Women's title? Will it be Natalya? Will it be Bianca Belair? Zelina Vega? Lana?
Oh, speaking of, I'm glad you mentioned Bianca Belair. I don't mean to cut you off, but she's been taken off television. Mikey.
I heard you.
Yeah, she's been taken off TV.
It was all because of Nia Jax for injuring that shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Bianca Belair. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for Shayna Baszler to come back.
Did I mention to y'all about Sarah Logan? She's
stepping down.
Huh?
She's stepping down. She's stepping down.
Yeah, she is step away from professional wrestling to do other stuff.
Oh.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's gonna have her own show.
Okay. What's next?
Akira Tozawa versus R-Truth for the WWE 24/7 Championship.
It was supposed to be a one-on-one match, but then Bobby Lashley came out and wrecked everybody. I mean, everybody. He took down 1 ninja, 2 ninja, 3 ninja, 4 ninja. Go ninja, fly! And then we got R-Truth getting whammed and speared, only for Akira Tozawa to take an opportunity and, well, 24/7 took that title, and Akira Tozawa is a 2-time 24/7 champion. Right? 2-time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's your chicken. Your thoughts on that?
Well, it's a matter of time R-Truth gonna try to find Akira Tozawa by disguising himself a ninja. But he has to get past that big ninja that dude's over there.
Your thoughts, Chris?
Lashley was pissed. He came out and wrecked everybody, including putting a poor Nelson to R-Truth. And Akira Tozawa was hiding under the ring that he didn't want no part of this.
See, it's just like Tay Long say.
Yeah.
They try to keep us brothers down for the title.
Mm-hmm. Your thoughts, Mikey?
Holy hell. Who the hell invited Lashley to come out and all of a sudden attack the ninjas and, more importantly, attack R-Truth?
What do you think?
MVP.
Did that have something to do with that?
It's man's favorite.
Oh, yeah. And what's next?
Natalya versus Liv Morgan. The veteran versus rookie.
Again. This time, thanks to the help of Lana on the outskirts, distracting both the ref as well as Liv Morgan, Natalya got the drop and managed to make Liv Morgan submit with the sharpshooter. So now we got Natalya with a high horse going around saying that she is the best woman there is and the leader of the women's locker room. I'm like, what the hell?
She is. What do you think about she's been in the day longer than those others?
No. I mean, that's freaking, what do you call it? Your girl in Impact's freaking gimmick.
Madison Rain.
Yeah, Madison Rain. Locker room leader. And she's calling herself, we need a leader more than ever. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? WWE is stealing freaking Impact Wrestling's gimmick.
They stole some of theirs. It's like, we're going to steal some of yours.
So, your thoughts on that?
But she's good. I give Natalya props, but she's not my favorite Canadian. That's all I can say. female wrestler Canadian.
And your thoughts, Mikey?
I feel bad for Liv Morgan.
I gave up on Liv Morgan, so y'all know.
Your thoughts, Chris?
I'm the same. Liv Morgan did not deserve to lose because she's been distracted by Lana.
Not to mention what happens afterwards. Ruby Riott tries to get some words in, but we don't know what the words are because of the fact that Liv Morgan didn't want to hear it, knowing that history was very recent, that harsh. So she lost her match, she lost this match last week, and that she didn't want to hear it coming from her. So, was she trying to belittle her, or was she trying to reunite with her as friends? No idea.
And don't tell me if they reunite, then could the Riot Squad go after the so-called golden models?
Probably.
We don't know.
We don't. Yeah. So
You said Riot Squad? You know Riot Squad no more?
Yeah, saying that they were known as the Riot Squad when they were together along with Sarah Logan. So they could keep the name.
What?
Possibly.
Well, that's only if they let them do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Possibly. Next.
Big Show
Actually,
shows up and confronts Randy Orton and Ric Flair.
Randy Orton, actually it's Ric Flair who was supposed to come out and explain himself as to why he low-blowed Christian and introduce the greatest wrestler of all times, courtesy of the show's name, greatest show match ever between Edge and Randy. And Backlash, thank you. So he was showing that, and they were talking that what happened, Randy Orton took the mic and said his thoughts on Christian and Edge, and that he's getting a taste for taking down legends. Big Show comes out and is furious to know that he is doing that, and he says that if you keep doing that, he's going to knock him out. And he said it. Randy Orton was saying that he's making a legacy out of it, and that he might be he's a big name, and he might be coming after him. It's like, don't play. Joe, come at me. Oh, you know, trying to get him. And they running up this ramp. They running up the ramp.
You know who he stood it from? That big Lassie crap. You know who he stood it from, right?
Who?
Triple H.
Man.
Because Triple H said the same thing. Stone Cold said the same thing. Even Undertaker and The Rock said the same thing. Shawn Michaels too.
Yeah, Randy even said one half of Evolution. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm thinking, and I'm making a note out of it. Oh, hold up.
Hello?
You gotta go?
Yeah.
Okay, before that, I was going to mention that, we're going to zoom through that for a second. What if Randy Orton just backstabs Ric Flair and RKO him because he's a legend?
No, he ain't gonna do it because, like,
I see it happening.
No, here's how it does, because he's been doing this for years. Randy Orton only RKO's babyface legends, not heel legends.
Okay, let me see the rest of the info so you can go.
Yeah.
Speak.
Because he's been doing that for years. He only RKO's babyface legends.
Next up, I'm just going to speed run this. We'll get our thoughts in just a second. WWE Women's Tag Team match.
Yeah, I gotta do this on your own. I got my mom.
Yep. Between Sasha Banks and Bayley against the Iconics. Iconics lose, and still the women's tag teams is Sasha Banks and Bayley. Next is Apollo Crews going up against Shelton Benjamin, and Shelton Benjamin loses. Apollo Crews defends his title. Finally, it's Ray and Dominic oppose against Seth Rollins and his apostles with some help. And that would be the end of the show. We're going to talk about those three things in just a bit. With leaving the podcast, y'all, is T-Money.
Peace. See, like I said, Randy Orton only RKO's babyface legends, not heel legends.
No, I'm just putting it out there. He might.
No, he don't do that. It's like,
if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I'm putting it out there.
You would have stopped him do that to a heel legend.
I'm putting it out there, man. I'm putting it out there.
I say you would have saw him do that, like before Edge.
Don't need that anymore.
He ain't gonna do that.
That's the other side.
All right. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, bro.
All right.
Yeah, I'll clean that up. Okay, so back to the tag team women's match. What had happened afterwards really set off. Knowing the fact that the Iconics lost the match and the Sasha Banks and Bayley team successfully won it. What came next is the fact that Sasha Banks, and it was like, oh no, we're gonna have a SmackDown women's titles between these two. No, I knew this was gonna happen. She ended up challenging Asuka so that she can become Sasha Two Belts. Asuka comes out and immediately showcases her title and saying, "You want these? You gotta, you go get it." And it's a 2-on-1 situation, and then pop, pop, pop. It's a straight up brawl. Your thoughts, Mikey?
How dare Sasha Banks challenge us?
Good question. Anything else to cover on that, Mikey?
Like I said, tough loss for that cause, but my question is, how dare Sasha Banks challenge Asuka for the Raw Women's title?
Your thoughts, Chris?
Asuka versus Sasha Banks in Extreme Rules. Let's face it, Sasha Banks not gonna beat her one-on-one because she will have help with her master Bayley.
Yeah, she's calling shots on Sasha Banks. Next, we go to the fact that MVP walks up before his match with Apollo Crews, telling him once again that he could make a lot of money and this and that. But Apollo Crews doesn't give into it. So Shelton Benjamin, once again, is trying to prove himself to the MVP. Although it happens in a way where MVP is distracting and it literally is in Shelton Benjamin's corner. And Shelton Benjamin jumps him from behind during this little MVP VIP lounge session. And the match is then everything in the lounge is taken out and the match is official. So what happens after that is the fact that Apollo Crews whoops Shelton Benjamin's ass right in front of MVP, and MVP is in awe knowing that he, as well as Shelton Benjamin, got the edge at the start of the match only for that to happen, and Apollo Crews damn near freaking throws him in the plexiglass, and Apollo freaking MVP is in shock, and he says, "That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do as a defending champ." And he walks away with MVP in his face, only to have Bobby Lashley put him into the full Nelson and knocks him out, and they just walk off. I'm like, God damn it. He won the fight, but then he got laid out. We're like, man. Your thoughts, Mikey?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me?
Nope.
What the hell's going on?
Chris, what you got to say?
I'd like to say congratulations to Apollo Crews for retaining the championship against Shelton Benjamin.
Ain't no stopping me.
But lastly, love used that full Nelson got mapped a lot. The layout.
He got his arms up in the air. Continue.
I bet Apollo Crews will give revenge against Lashley and MVP.
Funny thing I gotta mention, at Extreme Rules, the name says Extreme Rules. It lost the red and black coloring. Instead, we got green and purple. So, why haven't we had an Extreme Rules stipulation added to any of the matches yet? What the hell? No chairs, no tables, no ladders, no leather straps, no hardcore, no last man standing. No, what the hell? Nothing. This is going to be a non-hardcore themed Extreme Rules pay-per-view? That's no fun. Your thoughts, Chris?
That did happen. I would. It would like be a regular match. That was not what I wanted. I like extreme matches, like baseball bat with barbed wire, or a steel chain, or a tables match, a flaming table match, or a curling.
You like the earlier years of TNA.
And ECW.
You said that fast. And ACW. Your thoughts, Mikey?
About the Extreme Rules match?
There is none yet. They haven't made no stipulations.
Bullshit.
I know. With that said now. Go ahead.
It's all because that pandemic, COVID-19.
Yep. Finally, we get to the part where Rey Mysterio is in the ring. And I'm trying to remember with who? With his son?
Dominic. Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying he was frowning upon his son making the decision to come to the ring, but he's proud to see that he was able to handle himself. And here comes Seth Rollins, and he's not alone. To signify them coming down, he was on his knees with his arms wide open. And here comes Buddy Murphy and Austin Theory. And they try to jump him, and man, they almost did the same damn thing. But thankfully, from the very beginning, when Buddy Murphy and Austin Theory came down, so did Humberto Carrillo and Aleister Black. But even with 4-on-3 situation, Seth Rollins almost put Dominic's eye into the steel steps while Rey Mysterio was being held down by Theory and Murphy. Thankfully, Humberto was able to stop Seth Rollins and address the situation. So Theory had to change plans because they couldn't hold down Rey Mysterio no more because Humberto went right after them. And then Aleister Black came out of nowhere again. They recovered quick after being dropped. And of course, all four of those men were in the ring while Seth Rollins and his apostles were walking away. So, with things going the way it is, are we not seeing a one-on-one match between Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins, but in fact, possibly? I don't know. I'm saying this right now. If he's not cleared, we might see the first time ever match, because it was supposed to be a tag team match of his first ever match with his father, Rey Mysterio, but we might see Dominic with Aleister Black, Humberto in a 6-man tag match with Seth, Theory, and Murphy. I mean, I'm saying this as a thought. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Your thoughts, Mikey?
I'm just glad that Carrillo and Black stopped Rollins' disciples sticking their eyes on Dominic. Thank goodness.
You don't want that eye going on. Your thoughts, Chris?
Well, I'm happy that the baby faces having his eye shuttered for those steel steps. But they got the left, but they chased the heels out of here.
Yeah, corner like corner of a book. Ah! You were so close. Thank goodness. Ooh. Ooh. No. Well, that would be it, y'all. Anything else I miss?
Let's see. You did mention the women's tag team titles.
So that got something like an eyelash just went in my eye. Okay. All right, so we know we have the WWE Championship. We have the Raw Women's Championship. We don't exactly have the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line at Extreme Rules. Nothing on the tag teams, except we might have Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura fight the New Day. That's what it seems like it's going to get to.
Yes.
It sounds like we might have Matt Riddle fight AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes, he still has it.
Yeah, we gotta wait for this. Yeah, we gotta wait for this Friday. I know what you mean. Yeah, go ahead and mention Chris. I heard you.
Yeah, I said if he still has it, will he defend the title against Drew Gulak on SmackDown tomorrow?
PowerPoint presentation. Sounds like people power. So, anything else I miss?
No.
Yeah, we don't have a women's tag team match. We don't have a SmackDown women's title match. We don't have a Raw title match. And we are in the air as to what's going to actually happen with the Universal title because of the fact that the Eater World's Bray Wyatt version might get a shot at Extreme Rules or on a Friday Night SmackDown. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait. See.
They haven't said yet. For that's it. So, anything else? Because we're just covering Monday Night Raw again. There's a lot to talk about on Monday Night Raw. 3 hours.
They haven't mentioned nothing about next week, what's going down. So, no.
All right, you ready to end? What? Go ahead, Chris.
Do you ever watch Raw Talk?
Oh yeah, Raw Talk. MVP, man, he was mouthing off the whole damn time. Our boy Xavier Hill's boy MVP, man. He is all up Rey Mysterio's face talking about putting his son Dominic in harm's way.
I'm like, where the hell is Joe? Where's Small Joe? Is so sweet the co-host?
Yeah, I guess he's doing something else. Not to mention, you gotta remember. Hold up, let me flip it so y'all can see me. There you go. You gotta remember, MVP said it backstage on Royal Rumble in Houston. He said that his son's favorite wrestler is Rey Mysterio, so he's trying to give father advice to his son's favorite wrestler. How you like that? How you like that? And then Natalia is up off her rocker saying she has the most expensive gear, she has the most expensive purse, she has the most expensive car. I'm like, what the? Oh, another thing. Too bad T-Money's not here. Damn. I know he wants to give his 2 cents on this. she meant both MVP and Natalya were mentioning her legacy. Bulldog, Brat, her father. They didn't mention Owen. They did not mention Owen Hart. Prior to the fact of the family not wanting anything.
Our dynasty.
Natalia's gotta suffer knowing that she can't even mention her uncle. Anyway, on that note, we also had, I think another person. I'm trying to remember who it was. It wasn't Big Show. That was last week.
Who was it?
Bobby. It was Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley showed up. And MVP is having to be put on the spot saying, we ain't going to give out information. What the heck? You don't text people to give out their plans and reveal it? No, you don't do that. You don't do that. So the whole time, Bobby Lashley and MVP said this throughout the whole time. They could have gone for the United States title. They could have gotten for the tag team titles. They could. They had an opportunity, and they're going to try again for the WWE title. And at any point in time, multiple times that he could count 3 times, they had an opportunity to become 24/7 title, 24/7 champion. 3 times they could have, but they didn't want it. They could have gotten it. They didn't want it. So that says in itself. So. He's getting more opportunities now that he's moving to Apollo Crews. He said it. He's moving on to Apollo Crews to become a... How many times has he been United States champion, Bobby Lashley?
Can't remember.
I think it's 2 times.
Can't remember.
Well, if he was a 2-time, then he's looking to be the 3rd-time United States champion out of Apollo Crews' expense. So maybe we'll have that at Extreme Rules. While Dolph Ziggler deals with Drew McIntyre. You ready to end this show then, boys?
Let's do it.
All right. First off, a shout out to our fellow brethren, Xavier Hill, Andre Mitchell, and our boy Mike Henry right here. A link to their YouTube channels will be in the description down below. The remaining shout out to Chris Petrie, T-Money, who just left, Renee, Farrell, and Delvin. Man, we haven't had Delvin a long time because he has to work on a lot of times when we have the shows, and he's not on Facebook. I might see if I can get him a room. See if he wants to do this, though. I think he'd rather do it in person. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit the subscribe button, like the content, and hit that notification bell for the next Heavens Monsters podcast. I'm SergDragon. This is Chris Petrie. And this is Mike Henry. And T-Money just left. And we'll see you guys in the next video this weekend covering Impact. Actually, 2 weeks. 2 episodes of Impact. AEW, as well as NXT, SmackDown, and if they have a 205 Live episode. So we'll see. All right. Later, bye, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Bye, everybody.